Welcome in. Leading with some. We got a bettable race, folks. We're here. And we've got a bettable race. Man, practicing qualifying was kind of weird, though. I thought we would see something different. So here we are. And I am currently not in my house still due to mold. I am in my in-laws' basement with a bunch of rigged equipment here, trying to get the pre-race poll done. So I apologize for the background. I got my microphone on the other side. I got my practice notes to my left instead of my right. Anything could happen. Anything could happen here. But so I'm looking this way. I'm looking at notes and okay. Watching some golf and watching this pre-race poll. Dude, the microphone on the other side, I can't even tell you how hard this is. Big clock's incredible. I am compensating for my small clock. All right, let's get into it. Welcome into the pre-race poll, everybody. Literally the best interactive pre-race show. Cheers. Taking a poll. I mean, stay green unless we need a caution, right? Okay. Tires today. Well, we'll talk about that. Let's get into the driver rundown. I got to look over here for that. All right. Tyler Reddick. Well, he certainly sent it in practice or in qualifying. I was shocked to see Bubba, him, and Riley Herbst all go 1, 2, 3. So let's see. Tyler Reddick. Let's see if we can pull him up. Okay, in practice. Not only in practice did he not look great, he also said he wasn't that great. Gosh, you're starting first. I don't think Tyler Reddick wins. I don't think Tyler Reddick wins. In fact, I have faded him with someone. I have faded Tyler Reddick in a matchup. I just don't think his car's where it needs to be. He didn't have like short run speed, and he didn't hang on in the long run, in my opinion. Yeah, I know. We've got a few Reddick apologists on here that will bet him under any scenario. Now, if you got him at 8.5 to 1, sure, you might have some closing line value, but I don't think you have the fastest car. I don't think you have the fastest car at all. I faded Tyler with someone that I think is going to be very fast. Can't bet him now. I think like he's below 4 to 1 some places. No thanks. No thanks. And we only saw him run 8 or 9 laps in practice. I mean, we're going to have longer stints than that. So not a fan of Tyler. That being said, I'm also not a fan of Bubba. I don't trust him on a road course. And there were some interesting conversations. There's currently a Hocevar Bubba matchup. What do we think about that? Who do we trust? Who do you trust more on a road course? Hocevar or Bubba? I want to see in the comments. Who do we trust more? Hocevar or Bubba on a road course? Man, that's there's not one person picking a side. Yeah. Jacob said myself. Okay. I think that Hocevar has more speed. I don't know who I trust more. And you're taking on a lot of the risk that Hocevar has as just the most hated guy in the Cup Series right now. So I would be careful betting that matchup. I think Hocevar is better on speed and probably a little bit better road course racer. But man, on a sim, you take Carson. That's a fair. That's a fair take there. Yeah, I think Aaron. I think that's the risk you take when you have Hocevar these days. Is how are other people going to race him? A perfect example, I think, of just how you race one another or how guys race week to week is you go back to the championship race at Phoenix, and the way that Kyle Larson raced Ryan Blaney was directly because of the way that Blaney took the lead in Martinsville by basically punting everybody, and it cost Ryan Blaney the championship. Hands down, unequivocally, that's why Ryan Blaney didn't win, is because Kyle Larson raced him so hard. That's what Hocevar is going to be dealing with all season. So just keep that in mind if you're betting Hocevar, although I do think he's going to be faster. Chase Elliott, pretty good qualifying out of Chase. He was, let's just say, Hendrick was pretty impressive today, right? We can all agree Hendrick was pretty impressive, or yesterday. Hendrick was impressive. And I think just in general that Chase was good, but not the best Hendrick car. I think Chase can hang around. Can he pass the 45 and 23? Yes. Can he lead laps? Yes. Are his prices maybe a little short? Yeah, maybe a little. Because if he's going to be fast, then there's going to be two other cars that are going to be flying. Fourth best? I would say third best. Third best Hendrick car. Elliott looked to be running mock race runs. Yeah, I agree. Everyone but SVG did race runs. SVG and Hocevar did race runs in P2. So I'm basing everything off of P2. I'll just say that right now. I think Chase can be strong. I don't know that you can bet him before the race. I'd rather just kind of wait and see. We just haven't seen the same kind of dominance on road courses. We've seen his teammates be more dominant than him. And his teammates, I think, are going to be strong. Every single Hendrick car last year won a road course except for Chase Elliott. So I'm not a fan of betting Chase yet, especially if you just think that Hendrick Motorsports is going to be fast. I think other guys are going to be faster. Carson Hocevar, we've been over this guy. What do you think? I think he's fast, but can we trust him? No, we can't trust him. I trust him about as much as I trust my son to not puke all over me. I mean, he's just when is Carson Hocevar going to spit up? Because it's going to happen. Not much info on who has long run cards. Yeah, we don't know that yet. Yep, Little Worm's not. He's catching strays and he's not even here. Alex Bowman couch bet. We thought about that. Let me take a drink here, guys. We'll move on. I don't know on Hocevar. I think he's gonna be fast, so I think he can win. I don't know. His win price before practice and qualifying is probably over 100 to 1. I don't think that would be bad at all. Daniel Suarez. Trackhouse just looked good. Except for CZ. Suarez was strong. A little bit of fall off. But I thought he was good. I think if he were to manage his short run speed a little better, I think he would have looked better on the long run. Does that make sense? Yeah, wow, Bowman, where is Bowman still 25? We're going to get to Bowman too. Yeah, I agree. Suarez is racing for his career. I agree. At least at Trackhouse. Okay, Bovada has him at 25. And I'm not talking about Suarez. I'm talking about Bowman. I could see how people would back Suarez. I could see that. I could see how he'd back. I could see how you could back Suarez. I think he could be solid. I just can't get behind him to win. I don't see him driving through the field. If he makes one mistake, I just don't see that being a possibility for him. SVG. Well, yeah. We think SVG is going to be good today. Yes, we do. Yeah. I think SVG has a legit chance to win. Is that bold? Is that a bold statement to make? That's who I took over Reddick at a pick'em. So I just don't see a world where SVG doesn't figure it out and race into the top 3. Like, do you see him losing spots? Yeah, that's a great point, Boji. If Suarez and Chastain are good, SVG is going to be very good. Your standout so far from the weekend. I'll go over that right at the end. SVG, I think you get it back up to 4.5, 5 to 1. I mean, are you going to get a better price on him? Live? No, I think he goes by a couple cars right away, and he can make quick work of people. He makes real quick work of people. So you could see him, shooting up the leaderboard real quickly. Kyle Larson, to me, the best car in practice. Does he win? I don't know. I think you have to look at his just ability to finish here has not been that good. Larson top Chevy is 5 to 1, and he's like 7 to 1 to win the race. Where? Well, let's think about this at the end, because like, who's going to beat him? Is it going to be? I mean, you have some Toyota starting up there. That's not terrible. That's a good point, Connor. Larson had a ton of penalties. He had 5. He had the most penalties of anybody. And it's kind of crazy. He's just trying to shorten the track by a few inches. So I don't know. I think Larson looked like the best car. I don't know if the price is there yet. I have not played him, but I do think he's the best car. Kyle Busch. Let's see. Kyle, where are you at? Lots of fall off. Good on the short run, but lots of fall off. Melissa Wood needs a couch. That's funny. That is funny. I think I know where that's coming from. Yeah, so does my wife. We don't even have a place to put it right now. Gregson, best Ford price. Gregson ain't going to be the best Ford. I think Greggson's going to be pretty bad. But let's talk about Kyle Busch. I just think there's too much fall off. Can he hang around? Yes. Do you trust him? No. Who trusts Kyle Busch after last season? There's no reason to get greedy with Kyle Busch this early in the season. If Kyle Busch looks strong and he starts finishing races, go ahead and put your hard-earned money behind him. But at this point in the season, after what we saw last year, he's the first guy to be done. Like first retirement, Kyle Busch, you could just pretty much just cash that every week. It seemed like every single week he was spinning out and he was getting dragged back to the garage and he was quitting. That's what it seemed like. Ross Chastain. Boy, they really kind of made him disappear yesterday in the Xfinity race. Like his only, CZ's only competition gets a penalty. They don't really talk about it. I mean, that was kind of an important part of the race. I think Chastain's going to be very strong here. I think Trackhouse unloaded well. They qualified okay. I think that they would, after the way they unloaded, I think that they'd maybe be disappointed in qualifying. But then again, they still have 3 in the top 10. So maybe they're not. I think that they unloaded good. Let's see. KFB Hocevar from Xfinity yesterday. Let's see. I think Chastain's going to be strong. I don't know if he wins. But I think he's going to be a player. I think he's kind of a top 5 guy. Todd Gilliland. I know we have a Todd Gilliland fan here. I got to find his. Let me see my notes for him. Well, I don't think he finishes in the top 10. Turn your hat around if you secretly think Chris Bell wins today. We'll get to Chris Bell. Actually, hang on. Sometimes I got to do stuff live here. I don't think Todd Gilliland's going to be good. I don't think Denny Hamlin's going to be good either. I think these Toyotas just figured out how to get qualifying done. That's what I think happened. So I think if anything, who likes Hamlin in matchups? I don't. I think Denny could, if Denny left with a top 15 and a playoff point for a stage win, I think he'd be happy with that. AJ Allmendinger. Oh man, this guy's radio is just so good. I think just listening to AJ Allmendinger complain nonstop about a car that sometimes looks fast. But I don't know. Tire wear is a tough one for that guy. If he can just make lap times and not worry about fall off, I'd like Allmendinger a little bit more. But when you have to manage fall off, I don't even know. We don't even know what happens at lap 15, who the best car is. and we're going to run 15 laps under green. So I think, guys that held on a long time and have like longevity to their race pace, I think I like that a lot more. Connor, stage 1 winner, stage 2 winner, maybe. It all depends on if he loses spots. If Denny loses spots just early on, I think he'll go for a stage win. AJ will muscle out of top 10. Yeah, probably right. 19 looked good in second practice. Yeah, but he just blew it in qualifying. Ty Gibbs. I thought Ty Gibbs did not show short run speed clearly with his qualifying, but he did show some long run speed. And I kind of trust Ty Gibbs on road courses. Just in general, you kind of circle him as if he's going to get it done, it's going to be like a place like this where he just keep your mistakes to a minimum. The first 70% of the race, just keep her clean. If you keep it clean, if Ty Gibbs keeps it clean for the first 70% of the race, he finds himself in the top 10. I think that there's a chance that he has a good finish. I don't think he can win the race. I think he could cash matchups. However, once he loses track position or something bad happens, I do not like the way that Ty Gibbs is able to recover. So if you think he can keep it clean, go ahead and play him in matchups. If you don't think he can keep it clean, he's not a guy that's going to go back to 25th and then race back up to 12th. That's just not going to happen. Yeah, I don't know. Ty Gibbs on tire management? That's a good question. Because he was kind of slow on the short run, he did hold on a little longer than other drivers that were really fast on the short run. They were pretty bad at Watkins, Glenn, JGR. Yeah, fair enough. Connor Zilisch. I tweeted about Connor Zilisch, and I have something to say about this. I compared his maturity to Tiger Woods. I never once mentioned talent. And that got a lot of views, that tweet. You know how many people can't read? I commented on his maturity, not his ability to win majors. I don't think Connor Zilisch is going to win many PGA Tour events. I also don't think he's going to win the most races. I said maturity. That's it. I know it's hard for some people. I know I get outside of this little bubble of followers because I always say I have the smartest followers, NASCAR followers in the world. Like the group of people that follow me, everyone gets it. I don't have to explain anything to them. When I say maturity, I don't mean talent. And also, Brett Griffin, if you're going to use the same tweet, you got to give me credit for it. He said about 24 hours later, said CZ is Tiger Woods. After my tweet, definitely was seen by him. Yeah, get your Zilisch to win the Masters. Yeah, 500 to 1. That's a good bet. So, Brett, give me credit. That was not your call to say he's Tiger Woods. That was mine. You want to come on the show and argue your point? You're more than welcome. I'll argue it. I'll debate anybody in public. I'm not going to do it on Twitter. I did the other day. I was trying to have some fun, but moving on. Connor Zilisch. Before practice and qualifying, I would have said he could win the race. But after practice and qualifying, I don't think that's a possibility. I think he'll be fine. I think expectations have changed for the 87 car. Does he want to win? Yeah. But he got his win yesterday. And I think if he gets a top 10 run, he'll be real good. I think a top 10 run out of Connor Zilisch, I think he's happy. I faded him with two drivers early in the week, with Chastain minus 110 and Bell minus 110. I still think both of those guys beat him. Obviously, Bell's starting a little bit further behind him. I would be shocked if Connor Zilisch races through the field to win. If there's some strategy he could make, sure. Yeah, anyone can win on the right strategy if the caution falls, okay? There's 15 cars that could win that if they got out front under the right strategy could probably pull it off. I would say he's one of them. Okay? I'm not saying he can't win. I would be shocked if he did. Very different statements. Let's see. William Byron. Old Byron did not seem. I'm a little confused as to why he was not as strong as some of his Hendrick teammates in qualifying. I mean, I guess the 9 and the 5. I thought he'd be better. Here's the thing. When was the last time William Byron started 15th and drove to the lead? Fowler at 20-1. Those are terrible odds. Oh, maybe this week? I don't know. I'm not paying attention to golf this week, but 20-1 Fowler for the Masters. No good. Byron was probably the worst Hendrick car. Yeah. We just haven't seen, like, when Byron wins when he's just up front and around. Yeah, he's a great front runner. Everyone agrees. So we're all on the same. Yep. Okay. We're all on the same page. I don't even need to go over this anymore. See what I said? Everyone on this is very smart. I don't need to say anything. I don't like Byron this week. Do I think he can solidly just keep the tires under it and run decent? Yes. But I think you're taking a risk. If something bad happens to him, I don't see him. If he spins, right, and the whole field goes by him, he ain't running through the field. The Roval, he started 14th, finished P2. Okay. I'm trying to remember the Roval. I don't have, like, Roval stuff right in front of me. Andrew, are you a Byron fan? Byron didn't have a capable sim this week. That is, there's one guy that would affect, and that would be William Byron. Michael McDowell. I'm going to wait on Michael McDowell. If someone if someone is wanting to play Michael McDowell in any fashion on a road course, I say okay. As long as you have a good explanation as to why, and it's just you feel like he's undervalued at a road course, okay. Did we see anything crazy good out of him? Not really. Not really. But I think he can kind of muscle a car. That's what I think. So I like Michael McDowell. I'm not quite sure if he's worth playing today at anything. I have nothing on him or against him. Noah Gragson was not good in practice. I don't know. It seemed like that was a good qualifying, but he's not anywhere near where he needs to be. McDriver top 10 plus 240. Okay. I don't like Gregson this week. Chase Briscoe, man, he had a good solid practice. I did play him earlier in the week at what I thought were good odds at 35-1. Those ended up being terrible odds. I think it's going to be really hard for Chase Briscoe to drive through the field and win. He's good at tire wear. He's good at managing tire wear. I don't know. Chase, again, he's a guy like McDowell. I guess I kind of want to see how he runs in this car on a normal track. Like, I'm really excited to see Phoenix this next week. I think that'll be very telling of where this 19 team stands. He's very good there. He's won there in the past, and the 19's been fast. So I would say I'm holding out on Chase Briscoe. If anything, I think you take him in win markets. He's just not to be trusted in head-to-heads yet. Now, that could change very quickly. You know, maybe we see 10 laps out of him, and it's like, okay, we were wrong about Chase Briscoe. This guy's going to be solid all year. What Chase Briscoe needs is to avoid, these 22nd place finishes. Chase Briscoe in the 19 needs to be running in the top 12 at the worst. That needs to be a bad day. Okay. In the past, a bad day has been a lap down, 22nd, 23rd. He can't do that. Briscoe top Toyota is interesting. Maybe not firing. Zane Smith, I don't have anything other than he was kind of solid early on in second practice. A little bit of fall off. Gosh, do we just trust him? I don't know. Briscoe stage wins. Interesting. Needs points. That is a take I haven't heard that I would agree with. If there's passing and there's tire fall off, I think you'll see the leaders stay out and actually win stages and not flip. I think that the best cars, this is just a guess, I don't know this, I think that the best cars stay out. If 2 laps on your tires matters and your car is good and you can go get stage points and there's actually passing and you can work your way back up, There's no reason to pit and cut the stage or flip the stage. Not for the leaders. Obviously, the people behind him are gonna. Yes, that's gonna happen. But if tires do matter this much, Big Ross just with a hammer to James Small. Yeah. That would require James Small to call a good race. Yikes. Yeah, there'll be tire fall off and short pitting would be pivotal. I agree. But I think that we saw last year Chris Bell race a 9-second lead with fresher tires. So I think, if tires matter, it better not be Denny Hamlin. Yeah, the other thing too is maybe the 19 maybe go for wins. Okay, I'm done talking about Chase Briscoe. Chris Bell. Oh, what a weird day for Chris Bell. How long did it take Fox Crew to bring up this strategy? Well, they might bring it up. They just might not be able to explain it. Hang on. I like Chris Bell. Yeah. How about those? Not having Bob Pockrass at the race is weird. Chris Bell practicing qualifying left me with a lot of questions and no better line value afterwards. I agree. I agree with that. I'm waiting to hear a text back, and then I will give my thoughts on Chris Bell. What do you guys want to talk about in the meantime? Oh, I skipped Bell. I didn't realize that. Okay, let's talk about Alex Bowman. He shouldn't be 25-1. Okay. Alex Bowman should not be 25-1. I couldn't make him a couch bet. I just couldn't do that. But I did take. He opened 30. I waited to see other places open, and then he got bet down to 25. Bowman's going to be good. But, you're back with the squirrels. Bell back with the squirrels. Busher back with the squirrels. Logano back with the squirrels. We're waiting on a bet to go through. We just got the pinwheel of death. Just waiting and waiting. Probably won't get the bet. Yeah, that was kind of a shocking bet. 30-1 MGM. That's a great bet. Great bet. Down to 14 on. Yeah, 14's a little low. Okay. I think you kind of have to have. Does everyone agree you have to have some Bowman on your card? I think you have to. And in top 10, I think he's like plus 110. I don't know if you're getting properly paid there. 20-1 top Chevy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess if you think he can win, you certainly think top Chevy. It's just a matter of, who do you think he's going to be racing? You got a ton of Bowman. Top 5 Chevy outright. Okay, so the Bowman secret's out. That's for sure. Bowman could be a live bet too, Boji. He could be a live bet. He opened minus 115 versus Busch. Oof, I didn't see that. He just got a long ways to go too. All right, I'll talk about Chris Bell. I think the second best car in the long run. I don't know. Is this just a price where we're all just wishing we had bet him a lot on him at this 16-1 price? That's where I just moved on him. Is it a fuel mileage race? It depends on the cautions, right? If a caution falls kind of just outside fuel, then yeah, every race can be a fuel mileage race. Ross asks if he's second best behind Larson. Yes, I do. Oh, he's 18-1 on FanDuel. I wish I could get down there, but little harder. Todd says he's still 16 to 1. So 18 to 1 on FanDuel and 16 on MGM. Thank you, Todd. Make a hell of an assistant someday. Okay. There's nothing that says in the short run he's going to be fast. Okay. I'm just going to word vomit here. There's nothing in the short run that says he's going to be fast. There's actually nothing kind of until lap 10 or 11 that says he's even better than anyone else. But then he's significantly better if he holds on to his fall off. So we could be looking at something, and remember what happens when there's lots of fall off at these tracks. Adam Stevens trusts Chris Bell on old tires to run 3, 4, 5 more laps on old tires out front, pit, and then be the aggressor for the last half of the run. And Chris Bell can be an aggressor. That's why I like this team. I think it's going to be, if this 20 team is focusing on long run speed so they can hang on, they're going to make up so much time on the back half of runs when other cars pit. They're on fresh tires. They're going to be making up a ton of time on Bell, but not as much as he will make up on them on the back half of the run when he has the fresh tires. Kind of hard to explain. Just trust me. I think that Bell, in the long run, could be the guy to beat. That being said, Big Ross did say SVG is probably going to be second best, and that's going to be really hard to argue with. What happens in the long run? We're talking about 15 or 20 laps. I think Bell will be the best. Is it enough to catch SVG and Larson? I don't know. So that's where I'm at. Any questions on Bell? I don't know that I did a great job explaining it. Proline, top Chevy 16, only 14 to 1 to win. I really hope that this is Melissa Wood, because I know who is actually, kind of saying this. I really hope it is Melissa. But yeah, and Proline is just an amazing place here in BC. It's an anonymous place to bet, which is awesome. Okay. Ricky Stenhouse, not good. Ricky Stenhouse was bad. You have my permission to fade him. Yeah, I think you should bet Bell, or you take him live. So I don't know if Wob is watching this. I do think, maybe Bell. I think Bell's going to be good. It has to be the long run. And if he loses spots early, I'm not necessarily concerned, as long as that car is good over the long run. Stenhouse, not good. Joey Logano, boy, I'm not sure how I feel about old Logano. He was solid. Trust in AI Bell. Yeah, Corey, that's old school. We might go live after Wob wins. We'll see. A week early on Chris Bell. Says the guy that's a week early on Reddick every week. There he is. Logano, I think right now he's like, okay, we're decent. Let me just get a solid finish. I think if he got up to like 15th, he'd probably be pretty happy. Chris Buescher, I wanted to say he was going to be better. I think he's a strong guy on road courses. There's nothing in practice that said, oh, he's an automatic top 10, but for whatever reason, I think he's going to finish in the top 10. Does everyone just kind of think that Chris Buescher is going to be there at the top 10? We got no struggles here, and he'd tell you that. Yeah, I agree. If you like Buescher, he's kind of like McDowell. He's going to be around. Yeah, I RFK does need to focus on qualifying. Not on super speedways. I thought that was pretty solid. Ryan Blaney. Is he kind of good? I know he struggles on road courses, but You've been pretty fast lately. Yeah. I think I don't hate Ryan Blaney today. I'm not saying he's gonna win. I just don't hate him. I think he was sneaky good on the long run. I mean, really good on the long run. Yeah, the problem, Big Ross, is you have to say he looked good in practice for Blaney. What does that mean? Maybe Gilly top four. I don't know about that. Chris Bell, too much winning upside and excellent on road courses. Yeah. Yeah, the 12 is probably going to be good this year. Yeah, I would agree with that. I haven't played Blaney in anything, but I'm not opposed to it. I would do it. Brad Keselowski. I mean, remember when this guy used to race for wins on road courses? Yeah. Remember when Blaney couldn't manage tires? Now I think he's the best at everything. Brad Keselowski used to race for wins on road courses. Not anymore. Not anymore at all. I mean, permission to fade Brad any which way you can. Austin Dillon. I mean, we don't like Austin Dillon, right, either? ESPN is Brad versus Custer, and I couldn't talk myself into pulling the trigger. Ooh. Permission to bet Brad against Custer. Jeez. Oh, man. Let me look at something before I... You can take Brad versus Custer. Oof. Yeah, I hate that bet. Okay. Ryan Prix, I mean, obviously road courses aren't his thing. He's better than Brad, but didn't qualify better. Justin Haley. I feel like Justin has some upside on road courses. I trust him. I didn't see anything in practice that said, okay. Cole Custer looked bad. This is going to be a interesting season for him. Did not look good. Riley Herbst, man, that qualifying would have been interesting. I think Riley has tremendous upside, just in general. I think he's going to be fine. Check my phone. Okay, what do we got here? Thank you, Jacob. Top 10, Justin Haley, 16. I don't hate a flyer on Haley, top 10. He's one of those guys where I feel like they line up for the final restart with 8 to go, and it's like Justin Haley making an appearance in the top 10 today just by keeping it clean. And he's got Rodney Childers. Not that he's a great road course, setup guy. Rodney's a winner, though. Eric Jones looked really bad. Yeah, like Eric Jones looked much worse than John Hunter, who didn't look terrible. Ty Dillon. I mean, do we even need to go over this guy? I mean, Josh Berry, not good. And then this Austin Cindric guy. What in the hell? This guy's been fast. Penske's been fast. He's supposed to be good at road courses, which is why, like an idiot, I bet him at 37-1 and 35-1 before practice and qualifying. Well, that didn't go over very well. I don't know. I think he looked good in practice, but not great. This is a trash qualifying. And the problem is, to me, Penske has shown so much speed. Not good. Not good, Austin Cindric. I am not happy. Joey, yeah, that it was you I was talking to about this. Yeah, his car was terrible in qualifying run. Yeah. Cody Ware. We're not going to talk about him. All right. Top 10. Oh, man. Tyler Reddick. Top 10. I'm going to say yes. But I'm thinking about it. I'm going to say yes, Tyler. But I might boot him out. I hate that because he could win the race. Like, yes, Tyler Reddick could win. But I think if he loses track position, I don't think he's a top 7 car. And then I have to follow that up with he could win. Okay, yes, Tyler Reddick, top 10. Chase Elliott. Daniel Suarez. SVG. Kyle Larson. Ross Chastain. I'm going to say Ty Gibbs. Chris Bell. Alex Bowman. Man. Blaney? Yeah. Maybe Blaney. Briscoe, I don't know. Maybe Briscoe. Zilisch. I don't think Zilisch is a top 10 car. He's going to have to road course this thing. Yeah, maybe Busher. I'm going to go with Blaney. I think I'm going to go with Blaney. So, Reddick. I mean, I could kick out Reddick and put in anyone else. Reddick, Chase, Suarez, SVG, Larson, Chastain, Bell, Bowman, Blaney, and then who did I miss? I know everyone hates me for the Reddick stuff, but hey, you come here for my opinions. My pick? Do you have any questions before I give my pick? Guys, take it current odds. Larson, Bell, and Bowman. I mean, depending on the odds, like Bowman has a lot of fluctuation between, 11 and 25 to 1. I like 25. Top 3 drivers in regards to fall off. You mean what did I see in practice or what do I think? In practice, it looked like Larson and Bell. And Blaney? Larson, Bell, and Blaney were the best managing their fall off in practice. What do I think? Who's the best? I mean, Haley over Prix. Yeah, I like that a little bit. Would you take Chastain over Gibbs? I would, depending on the price. What's the price? I don't hate Haley over Prix. I just, gosh, guys can spit. Guys can be running good here and spin out. That's why I think when it comes to road course races, I'm just going to try to verbalize this. I don't like taking guys that are going to be racing back in the pack for anything that means something because anyone can kind of get spun out or you get caught behind the guy that spins out. All the matchups I like to take on road courses are guys I think that are going to be in the front. So that way they don't have the same, I guess, access to BS that happens, if that makes sense. So all of my matchups are guys I think that are going to kind of run in the top 10 or near the top 10 because I just don't want them to be winning their matchup running 20th against a guy that's maybe, 8 seconds behind him and then they spin because, Noah Gragson ran out of talent and the next thing you know, you're just back with the squirrels. And that worked out yesterday for Zilisch, but he was way better than the rest of the field. And the difference between a 20th place car in Xfinity and a 20th place car in Cup Series is huge. I mean, 20th place car, the 20th place car is Zane Smith. Sandwiched around him is be Chris Bell and Alex Bowman. You think CZ is going to fly around those guys? No, that's not happening. Do you read into any of Larson's finishes here being 14th or worse in Cup recently? You know, I thought about this, and that's why I didn't play him against Zilisch before the week started or before practice and qualifying. I am going to say no, because he did not look good in practice and qualifying. This week, he looked good in practice and qualifying. He looked good in practice and qualifying. So that's why it's okay for me to, or it's okay. It's why I'm justifying Larson's price. Yeah. Like Haley to run the back half of the top 10. He has enough tire management skills. Yeah, I agree. I could see that. Wow. Zilisch is plus 180 versus Larson. Well, there's quite a few people that have Larson kind of circled as their horse today. So, and I'm pretty sure after this show, everyone's going to be on Larson across the board. So I do think he's going to be best. Any last questions? Yeah, who's going to Miami? I'll be in Miami. I'll be in Phoenix as well. But Miami is the one where I've at least posted about it. Can Larson overcome a first stage penalty? Robert, great question. That's why we do this, folks, because we have the smartest people on Twitter, or the smartest people that watch NASCAR are here. That's a great question. How many penalties were there yesterday cutting track limits? Way less. Like, not very many. Way less than there was in practice. Yeah, I should try to go to Darlington. I know. I got a lot going on here. I don't even have a place to live. I don't have a job. I don't have a place to live. Life is in shambles. Got a 3.5 month old. Anyway, do you post your bet slips on Twitter? No. I do not post bet slips. Come to Iowa. I typically don't post bet slips because the lines move pretty quickly. And I don't like posting stuff where you can't like get the line. Like, there's nothing worse than like someone posting a bet. Ryan, no job, no place to live, streaming from my parents' basement. Look at me go. Yep. That's my life. You got a couch? Come to Iowa. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Iowa. I don't know. Iowa just sounds like not the place to be in the summer. Anyway. Larson season. Yep. Scott knows it. He's going to play him. Okay. My pick is Larson. Okay. My pick is Larson. Any questions? Oh yeah, I think. I don't know that you can overcome a penalty though. I don't know that you can. I don't know that you can overcome a penalty. You'd have to get lucky. You hope who loses? Briscoe over McDowell. I just think there's too many unknowns with both of those drivers to even have an opinion. Hmm. 6.5. Yeah, we need to share this. I need this to get bigger. Then I need to find a beer sponsor. Steve Letarte says AJ on a road course is an automatic bet. I think Steve Letarte is smart. But you cannot say anything is an automatic bet without attaching a price to it. And maybe someday I'll get to tell him that on a broadcast, that you can't just say something is an automatic bet. Yeah, lots of people in the chat. This is going to grow. I just need as many people in this thing as possible. I'll keep doing it. I'm not going anywhere. Which matchup do I like better? Brad K over Custer or Haley over Prix? Man. Probably Haley over Prix. I did not see Wyatt. Thanks for being here every week. Kevin, thanks. Did you see the most recent NASCAR bets YouTube video? I did not. I did not see that. Yeah, I heard Fox's IndyCar leaderboard is a mess. Trust Childers. Yeah, I would agree. Shot at Blaney to win at 60. I think I saw some 80. I don't know if that's still there. That's a real shot. I don't think he wins. It would have to take a miraculous stroke of luck for him to find the front, but he'll be hard to pass. If he finds the front and there's somehow a caution and a reset and he's on equal tires and world, I think he's going to be pretty good. No. Well, books should offer parimutuel betting, but also fixed odds. 65 on Blaney. Yeah, I need a time slot on NBC. I'll take a time slot on anybody. Dirty Mo, NASCAR, Fox. And yeah, if you're a lobbyist for NBC, which I don't know, I feel like NBC works for the CIA. Anyway, we could go over that. That's anyway. Yep, Larson's my winner. Haley top 10, 27-1. That's yeah, Stay Green is under caution. I'll just leave it at that. I have not watched In Cars. I have not watched In Cars yet. I have a very go to Outkick. I'm not going to Outkick. Yeah, I don't know what other betting. Likelihood that Byron backdoors his way in. Very small. See, Brian, you say keep parimutuel betting out of NASCAR. I say we keep it. I say we keep it and just add it. So you get it, plus you have fixed odds. Yeah, I live with my parents. Todd and Wormy beefing. That is not the case. We're just a little busy. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'd had to move out of my house and then move into an Airbnb and then move out of an Airbnb. And then I'm going to Phoenix for a month. I've been a little busy and I have a 3-month-old. So I got a lot going on for a guy without a job and no home. Oh God, Red Dog. No. All right. Well, I'm almost out of beer. Oh my gosh. Go fast, Troy. I am late. Come on. What are you doing? Stop betting on NASCAR. Then I'd be without a home, a car. I would have to get a real job. And you're taking advice from this guy. You shouldn't take advice from anybody. Actually, you should. You should just take it from a very small group of people. If you ask everyone for advice, everything's going to cancel each other out. Same with like reading every book. You read every book, everything cancels each other out. All right, boys. I'm out of here. Good luck. Larson. Yeah, you could always bet every driver. I can guarantee you a win. All right. See ya.